Across the world, something unexpected is happening. Women in countries once defined by tradition, community, or survival are beginning to crave something else: emotional safety. They've seen the emptiness that comes with chasing money or power, and now they're seeking men who bring peace instead of pressure. For many, that peace has a Western accent. In these places, Western men aren't admired for wealth, but for warmth, for their calm energy, quiet confidence, and sense of fairness. They represent something many women say they've stopped finding locally: presence. These aren't fantasies or mail-order dreams. They're real, modern relationships built on understanding. From Asia to Latin America, from the coast of Africa to the heart of Europe, a new truth is unfolding. The world isn't divided by love anymore. It's united by loneliness. And where there's loneliness, connection follows. The Philippines. In the Philippines, love still feels simple. The culture values family, faith, and loyalty, but above all, it values kindness. For Filipinas, that kindness is not weakness, it's strength. They admire men who lead with empathy, who listen before they speak, and who treat love as a promise, not a performance. Western men often arrive unaware of how deeply this resonates. They come from societies where vulnerability feels dangerous and affection is guarded. But in the Philippines, openness is rewarded. Women here respond to warmth the way flowers respond to light, not with neediness, but with trust. Respect is the foundation, laughter the language, and loyalty the currency. Many Filipinas have seen love distorted by struggle. They've watched men drown in responsibility, too burdened to nurture emotion. So when they meet Western men who are patient, emotionally expressive, and family-oriented, it feels like relief. They don't seek wealth, they seek peace. The everyday gestures, helping with chores, listening to their stories, or caring for family elders mean far more than material gifts. To them, romance isn't grand declarations, it's quiet consistency. What surprises many Western men is how much women here still value tradition without submission. A Filipina can be educated, ambitious, and modern, yet still hold tenderness as her greatest strength. She doesn't see independence as rebellion, she sees it as balance. She wants partnership, not control. And she gives that same loyalty she asks for, steady, patient, and proud. In a world growing colder, the Philippines remains a place where love still feels sincere. A smile here isn't small talk, it's an invitation. And to the Western men who stay, it becomes clear that in this country, affection isn't measured in gifts or status, but in the small, consistent acts that say, "I see you, I choose you," every day. Thailand. Thailand has always been known for beauty, its beaches, temples, and endless smiles. But beneath the postcard perfection lies something deeper, a culture built on emotional harmony. Thai women value serenity, not showmanship. They look for men who carry calm, who protect without controlling, and who can make a home feel like sanctuary. Western men often find that Thailand softens them. They arrive tense, skeptical, often disillusioned by transactional love. But Thai women have a way of slowing life down, reminding them that affection isn't something you rush. Here, relationships unfold like rituals. You earn trust through time, kindness, and quiet consistency. What surprises many is how mutual the affection is. Thai women aren't chasing Western men for status. They're drawn to a gentleness they rarely find at home. They admire honesty, patience, and emotional steadiness, qualities that feel increasingly rare in the modern dating world. And they return that energy tenfold through care, gratitude, and humility that make daily life feel peaceful. They don't demand perfection, they nurture connection. There's also something spiritual about how love grows here. The Thai concept of sabay-sabay, peace and ease, shapes every interaction. Relationships are meant to feel natural, not negotiated. Love isn't measured in constant passion, but in shared calm. For Western men, that rhythm is healing. It reminds them that real affection doesn't drain, it restores. In return, Western men discover something they didn't know they were missing: balance. They stop performing, they start listening. And in that space between two worlds, something profoundly human grows: not lust, not fantasy, but calm companionship. Thailand teaches that love doesn't always shout to be heard. Sometimes it simply smiles and says, "Stay." Colombia. Colombia pulses with rhythm, laughter, and warmth. Its people wear emotion proudly, loud enough to fill streets, yet tender enough to stay sincere. Colombian women love deeply and express fiercely. But what they crave most isn't extravagance, it's loyalty. They've seen charm, They want character. Western men often find Colombia overwhelming at first. The energy is intoxicating, the affection immediate. But beneath the surface, Colombian women are serious about love. They expect consistency, not perfection. They're drawn to men who combine confidence with compassion, who protect, provide stability, and match their emotional honesty with their own. Many Western men say they rediscover masculinity here, but not the performative kind. Colombian women don't want dominance. They want direction. They admire men who lead with kindness, who can be strong without being cruel. They're not asking to be rescued, they're asking to be respected. A simple good morning text, a hand on the back, a steady promise kept those gestures mean everything. There's also a cultural devotion to connection that feels almost forgotten elsewhere. Colombian families are close, and love isn't just romantic, it's communal. When you're with a Colombian woman, you're welcomed by her circle, her mother, her friends. That sense of belonging becomes addictive. Western men often describe it as feeling seen for the first time. In return, they give everything. They cook for you, care for you, challenge you. Their affection is wild but unwavering. Colombia reminds the Western man that love doesn't have to be quiet to be real. It can be fiery, chaotic, and still faithful. Because here, passion isn't a phase. It's a promise that survives storms. Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic radiates warmth long before romance enters the picture. Its culture is built on laughter, rhythm, and family, a kind of joy that refuses to dim, even in hardship. Dominican women embody that joy, but they also carry depth. Beneath the laughter lies a longing for sincerity. They crave men who can match their emotional honesty, not just their energy. Western men are often caught off guard by the openness. Dominican women don't play games. They speak from the heart. They value humor, respect, and partnership. They don't need rescuing, they need reliability. They've learned that real strength isn't found in swagger, but in the steadiness of a man who keeps his word. For Western men tired of disconnection, that feels like home. Dominican women love with both tenderness and fire. They'll tease you, test you, and then stand by you completely. Their affection is expressive, their loyalty absolute. And that loyalty runs deep through distance, difficulty, and doubt. Once you have their trust, it's yours for life. They don't give it easily, but they never take it back. Many Western men describe it as rediscovering how to feel. In a world obsessed with restraint, the Dominican Republic teaches you to live emotionally unfiltered. Love here is physical, spiritual, and loud, not for attention, but for affirmation. Because when a Dominican woman loves you, she doesn't whisper it. She makes sure the whole world knows. Kenya. In Kenya, love is built on endurance. The culture prizes hard work, community, and mutual support. And women carry that strength with grace. They're proud, grounded, and resilient. But beneath that strength lies a deep desire for partnership built on respect. Western men often find themselves moved by Kenyan women's loyalty. They admire men who take initiative, who lead with integrity, and who make them feel secure. Here, relationships aren't treated like experiments, they're commitments. A Kenyan woman will challenge you, but she'll also stand beside you when the world doesn't. Many Western men find that Kenya redefines love for them. It strips away the superficial and replaces it with sincerity. You don't win affection with gifts or charm, but through action, through reliability, through showing up. And once trust is earned, it's lifelong. She'll remember the man who helped her mother, who stayed during sickness, who listened instead of judged. Those small choices build devotion brick by brick. Kenya reminds the Western man that devotion still exists, that affection doesn't have to be flashy to be strong, that a woman's respect is worth more than her attention. And in that truth, love becomes something rarer, not transactional, not temporary, but timeless. Vietnam. Vietnam is changing fast, but its heart remains gentle. Amid skyscrapers and scooters, Vietnamese women still hold on to the quiet dignity that defines their culture. They're ambitious, educated, and modern, yet their idea of love remains beautifully traditional. They value humility, loyalty, and shared purpose. Western men often describe Vietnamese women as graceful but grounded. They're attracted not to rebellion, but to balance. They can build careers while nurturing compassion, hold independence without arrogance. What they crave are men who understand partnership, who see love as collaboration, not competition. For many Western men, this feels refreshing. In Vietnam, romance isn't rushed or loud. It's careful, deliberate, and genuine. Women take time to observe before they open up, but when they do, they love with astonishing sincerity. A single kind gesture, remembering her favorite meal, helping her family, respecting her culture, carries enormous meaning. Love here is built in layers, not leaps. Vietnam reminds the Western man that gentleness is not fragility. That love can be disciplined and still passionate. It's a culture that rewards consistency, not charm, a truth that feels increasingly rare. And in that calm rhythm, many men find peace they didn't know they were missing. Cambodia. Cambodia doesn't seduce with luxury. It charms with humility. Life here is slower, softer, and full of meaning found in the everyday. Cambodian women embody that simplicity with quiet strength. Their affection is patient, their loyalty instinctive, their care unwavering. Western men often find this humility deeply moving. Cambodian women don't want extravagance, they want emotional safety. They value men who are kind, attentive, and faithful, who offer steadiness instead of show. They measure love not by what you buy, but by how you treat them when no one's watching. There's a purity to Cambodian affection that feels almost forgotten elsewhere. Relationships are steady, not stormy. Family ties run deep, and community always matters more than status. When a Cambodian woman loves, she builds a life around you, not an image. And she'll do so with grace, tending to small joys, creating peace where chaos once lived. That quiet devotion can humble even the hardest men. For Western men tired of pretense, it's life-changing. Cambodia teaches that love doesn't need luxury to feel rich, that humility can be magnetic, and that the truest relationships are built not on excitement, but on ease. Ukraine. Ukraine's women have always been admired for beauty, but their true power lies in grace. They've endured war, instability, and loss, yet they still move through life with dignity. To them, love is sacred, a space where strength meets softness. They crave men who understand that balance, who lead with honor and love without pride. Western men are often struck by the contrast. Ukrainian women are independent but deeply feminine. They want equality, not dominance. They admire confidence tempered by kindness, men who protect without controlling. Their faith and love remain strong, even when life gives them every reason to lose it. Many Western men say Ukrainian women make them better. They demand maturity, not perfection, steadiness, not swagger. They don't chase attention, they command respect. And they give love that's nurturing yet noble, the kind that rebuilds rather than drains. Their loyalty is unshakable, their patience almost spiritual. Ukraine reminds the Western man that femininity and strength aren't opposites, they're harmony. And in that harmony, love finds its most beautiful form, resilient, romantic, and real. Brazil. Brazil dances even when it hurts. It's a nation where rhythm carries emotion, and women embody that spirit fully. They're expressive, affectionate, and full of life, yet behind their energy lies sensitivity. Brazilian women crave connection that's both physical and emotional. Western men often find Brazil liberating. Here, emotion isn't repressed, it's celebrated. Women are open about desire, yet they still value loyalty and protection. They don't see confidence as arrogance, they see it as stability. What they want are men who can match their fire without extinguishing it. For Western men, this becomes a kind of rebirth. They learn to feel again, to laugh loudly, love deeply, and speak honestly. Brazilian women remind them that vulnerability and intensity can coexist. That love doesn't always have to be safe to be real, and that even passion can be loyal when it's rooted in respect. Their warmth fills every silence, turning ordinary moments into memories. In Brazil, affection is alive in music, in touch, in words that come straight from the heart. And when a Brazilian woman loves you, you'll never have to guess. You'll feel it in every look, every word, every breath. Georgia. Georgia, small but mighty, remains one of the world's most sincere nations. Its women are raised in a culture where family is sacred and kindness is a calling. They carry warmth that feels ancestral love expressed through action, not decoration. For Georgian women, care is character. Western men often describe Georgia as a place where affection feels pure again. There's no competition, no manipulation, no need to prove worth. Georgian women admire honesty, humility, and consistency. They want men who lead not with ego, but with empathy. Their loyalty doesn't fade. When tested, it deepens. Their love endures quietly, often unspoken, but always certain. In return, they give devotion that feels unwavering. A Georgian woman will feed you, defend you, and make you part of her world long before you've earned it. Their love isn't performative, it's practical, spiritual, alive. It's not about perfection, it's about presence. And when they laugh, they do so with an openness that feels like sunlight breaking through stone. For Western men, Georgia becomes less a destination and more a reminder that the world still holds places where warmth is free, loyalty is real, and connection doesn't come with conditions. Love here isn't romanticized, it's lived. Georgia proves that sincerity is still the most irresistible form of beauty. Reflection. Across continents, a quiet truth is emerging. Women no longer chase wealth, they chase peace. They've watched love become a competition, a transaction, a contest of status. What they crave now is steadiness, not spectacle. And Western men, often older, patient, and emotionally present, are beginning to fill that space not because they're richer, but because they're real. This new reality isn't built on fantasy or exoticism, it's built on fatigue. People everywhere are exhausted by performance, by pretending to be fulfilled while silently starving for intimacy. In these 10 countries, love feels less like a negotiation and more like recognition. The women aren't begging for Western men, they're begging for connection, for the gentleness and respect that remind them they deserve to be cherished, not managed. For Western men, the experience is equally transformative. They come seeking companionship, but find reflection, realizing how disconnected their own cultures have become from sincerity. In places like the Philippines, Kenya, or Georgia, they see what happens when affection isn't guarded but given freely. It humbles them. It softens them. It teaches them that masculinity isn't domination, but devotion. And so, a quiet migration of hearts continues, not driven by fantasy, but by mutual hunger for something genuine. It's not East meeting West, it's loneliness meeting understanding. Across languages, across oceans, across generations, the message stays the same. People don't want perfection anymore. They just want peace, patience, and presence. 3 things that still mean everything, everywhere. As the world spins faster, love seems to be slowing down, searching for safer ground. Western men, once accused of being emotionally distant, are now becoming symbols of calm in an age of chaos. And women from every corner of the globe, from the beaches of Thailand to the valleys of Georgia, are beginning to see that calm as the new kind of strength. It's not about escaping culture or chasing fantasy. It's about rediscovering simplicity. When a woman in Vietnam says she feels safe for the first time, or a Colombian woman says she's finally heard, something profound happens. 2 worlds heal each other. Because in truth, these aren't stories about men saving women or women saving men. They're about both rediscovering what it means to be seen. The modern world taught us to hide behind success and screens, but these connections strip all that away. They're built on eye contact, shared meals, quiet laughter, the ancient languages of affection that survived when everything else modernized. In these moments, love stops being geography. It becomes instinct again. And maybe that's the greatest gift of all, that somewhere out there, in a cafe in Manila, a market in Bogota, or a candlelit home in Tbilisi, people are falling in love not for what they can gain, but for what they can give. Because the truth that binds every story is simple. The world is still full of good men and women. They've just been waiting for each other to slow down long enough to meet.